Debt consolidation versus debt cancelling. Now, at times I realize that a lot of people get confused between the two concepts. These two concepts are not the same. They have different functions. For example, debt cancelling. This is where now Gavin surrenders his debt obligation on a monthly basis towards his creditors to somebody else, right? So I'm surrendering. I'm saying that I cannot be able to afford, to pay all of my creditors every month, right? So I need help. So now this is where I go and I now, consult with a debt counselor. So that debt counselor will do things that needs to be done, and they will go and renegotiate with my creditors so that they can then lessen my repayments amounts on a monthly basis, right? So once that is done, then it means they are in charge of all of these payments, right? So they need to now settle all of my creditors on a monthly basis as agreed. Obviously this will be guided by the agreement that we have now reached with the different creditors. All right, so that is debt cancelling, right? You see, so you are surrendering. You just surrendering to somebody else to assist you with your debt repayments on a monthly basis. Then you have debt consolidation. Debt consolidation, this is where I say I have multiple credit facilities or loans with different creditors. Now, it's so hard to keep up on a monthly basis, and I want to now consolidate all of that under one creditor, right? So I just want to deal with one creditor. So then I'm now taking up one loan that will settle other loans, and now I'm responsible for this one loan that has consolidated everything into one. So now I'm dealing with this one particular creditor. So that's what debt consolidation is all about. So it's very important that we understand that these two different platforms are not the same. They have different functions. But you might be asking and say, Gavin, now in terms of debt consolidation, what are the things that I need to look out for, before I do that? Now, firstly, there's a number of them, but I'm gonna just, for the sake of time, cover one. Is that always make sure that when you now, want to consolidate, that you are also in a very favorable position to do that, so it doesn't hammer you. Now all of a sudden you'll find that maybe the interest rate that you are paying is a lot, or the terms of that particular loan are now very, very hectic, so make sure that at the end of the day, you are better or even better off, right? You're still the same or better off, because it might be that I've consolidated everything, but I'm still paying the same amount that I'm paying, and still be charged the same interest rates. But at least I understand that I now have one loan that I have to deal with, or preferably that I'm paying less in terms of my interest, which means that I'm saving at the end of the day. So that will be one of the things that you need to check before you take up that loan. So don't find yourself now you have taken up that loan. Yes, you have one loan, but now you are paying even more than what you are supposed to pay. So always do that mathematics and that analysis just to see that it's either I'm on the same level, or I'm better off with regards to the interest and the terms that I have, right? Then when we come to debt consolidation, some of the things that you need to be able to look out for, I would say that before you go into debt cancelling, is that you firstly sit down with somebody that can look at your cash flow. They can tell you to say, what, Gavin, you are in trouble, you need to then seek help. But before you do that, before you go and consult with a debt counselor, please sit with somebody independent and objective who can sit down with you and really look at your budget, look at your cash flow, and see if you really are in trouble. Because as a coach and sitting with a lot of people, sometimes realize that people don't have an issue. There's no problem. It's just that you're lacking the financial structure that needs to govern you properly. So you'll find that you don't even budget, so you don't even know what goes in, goes out. So that obviously will then be able to assist you, right? So sit down with somebody, and then you can go in and be able to then take up the services of a debt counselor. The other thing that can also guide you around it is maybe to ask yourself is, do I have assets that I need to protect. Because when you now have assets that you need to protect, of course you don't want your car to be repossessed and your house to be auctioned off. So this might be, a good way to go, so that at the end of the day, you will then be protected from that point on. Because why I'm saying is that at times you can go and negotiate with your creditor. So you can go back and renegotiate the terms and the amount that you need to pay with your creditors, so you can do it yourself. So you don't now need to be locked in debt review to do that. Because remember, when you are now locked into a debt review, it means that you cannot do anything else. You are locked in, right, until you settle that matter. And it's a legal matter, by the way. So it's not just waking up and saying I'm out of debt review. No, there are processes, right? So it even have to go to court. So that's how hectic it is. And if you are under debt review, you cannot do anything else. You cannot take up any credit, and there are shortfalls to that, because it can lead to a point whereby when you go and apply for a job and then they see you're under debt review, that might be a problem, especially if you are in a financial services space where you deal with money. They might look at you and say you are not trustworthy. If you can't handle your money properly, then how are you going to manage our money as a business or manage other people's money as well? So it's absolutely important that you sit down first with somebody that can assist before you take up these steps. I hope that this definitely assists. If you need any more information, please reach out. We can be able to assist. If you want somebody to sit down with you and look at all of that to see if you're okay, we can also assist with that. By that, Gavin Kabela signing out. See you on the flip side.